Oh, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in, my good people. Welcome to the set. Here with your favorite, T.Stead. Go ahead, smash that like button on the way in, people. Smash that like button on the way in. It is a great day to be a Dolphin and a Saint. Yeah. Look, y'all gonna have to bear with me tonight. All right, my boys went 2-0 this weekend, so y'all gonna have to bear with me tonight. I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say for sure. Let me do is get last minute. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. All right, come on, good people. Smash that like button on the way in. Let's get into it. First off, shout out to all my subscribers here at the set. Shout out to the day ones that been here from the very beginning, rocking with your boy. We rolling in this thing from the preseason to midseason. Thank you. Shout out to all the members, membership club continuing to grow, where we are figuring out some fire back channel behind the scenes activity for you guys. Bear with me. Like we're still putting this thing together, ironing out the kinks and making this situation what it is. Shout out to you though. The quick set, all the guys, all the members joining the quick set, being a part of that exclusive club. I appreciate you all. Without further ado, let's get into the Miami Dolphins. My Miami Dolphins. And they did something that man, I'm proud of my boys. All right. This is not a secret. I am a homer. I am rooting for the Miami Dolphins on a weekly basis. This is not a secret. I do media. I cover all 32 teams. I was on CBS. I was on K Adams this morning. I talk about all these different teams. But when it comes to the Dolphins, it comes to the Saints, my loyalty lies there. And it's going to do that. And I'm not going to apologize for it. So, boom. I was on CBS Sports in Miami. And they asked Bills, Dolphins, who you got? Who's going to win? And I said, the Buffalo Bills will be prepared. They are chasing the New England Patriots to try to get back the AFC East that they have owned. They have owned the real estate of that division for years. They are closely trying to keep pace with the New England Patriots. So they cannot allow to be unprepared. With all that being said, I felt like the Miami Dolphins would get a W. I said it. Live TV. I'll pull up the clip if I need to. I don't think we need to go that far. I believe you guys trust me. I appreciate that. The Dolphins out physicaled, outplayed, out executed. They were better than the Buffalo Bills yesterday in Miami. I don't want to talk about weather. It's November. In Miami, it's November. I don't want to talk about weather. We don't want to hear the excuses. All that I can see it week 2, week 3. I've been down there in the heat in Miami. The humidity is a real thing. In November, it's favorable. It's great football weather for everybody. Great weather for all attendees, players, coaches, fans, everybody. Great weather. So no excuses to be made here. That's all I'm saying. Let's clear the table. This was Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills. Dolphins came out to play. BTA. BTA and the way that they executed this game, it wasn't flawless. It wasn't perfect. There's things that I need the Dolphins to pay attention to and work on as we move forward. But let's get into this game. The Dolphins start this game off horrifically. Terrible. Just it's the start. It's a nightmare of a start, and I give the guy so much credit because you start a game off, your first 3 plays, 3 passes, the third play is an interception, deep interception. You start the game off like that, and you can very easily get into the here we go again mode. Oh man, the big bad Buffalo Bills. Like you can very easily start to feel bad for yourself and make excuses why you won't win this game. They did the exact opposite of that. From the first 3 plays of the game, being 3 passes and an interception, the defense gets the stop, the offense gets the ball back, 4 straight runs. Like not shying away from anything. Like let's play our style of football. Show these guys, show the Bills, this is what we about to do today. We gonna line up. We're about to execute. We're about to hand this ball off to Devon Achane. We got Jalen Wright back there getting some carries too. Let me stop here first before I get into like the sequence. Devon Achane. That's it. That's all. Okay. Second series. Dolphins get the ball. They're leaning on the run game. Creating lanes, creating holes. Tua starts to get active. Hit a couple shots, couple play action shots. They get a touchdown. 7-0 Dolphins. The defense did an incredible job yesterday. Like they gave up some points. They allowed some plays to get away from them that we would want to contain moving forward. But the Bills have lit up the scoreboard on everybody. Josh Allen has lit up the scoreboard on everybody, really, week after week. And I don't want to hear about the receiving core. They didn't get this in the trade. I don't want to hear none of that. They just beat the Chiefs. Just ran up the scoreboard, beat the Chiefs last week. So we're not going to make any excuses. The Dolphins defense came to play. Jordan Brooks. There's not a linebacker in the NFL playing better than Jordan Brooks. Note that. Clip that. Whatever you want to do, there's not a linebacker in the NFL playing football better than Jordan Brooks. The man is sideline to sideline. He's flying downhill. Any tackle for loss that happens for the Dolphins is Jordan Brooks. It's number 20. The physicalness, the relentlessness, the energy, the edge that he's playing with is fire, bro. It's literally he's on fire. Jordan Brooks is playing the best football of his career, and he looks like he's the best linebacker in the NFL right now. No Fred Warner's out. I hear you. Jordan Brooks. JB, you balling, dog. Keep it up, bro. You are balling. I see you. You are popping on the film. Like every time we turn on the film, you find number 20. He is all over the tape. So shout out to the Dolphins defense being able to stop that juggernaut of offense. Great offensive line, great running back, great quarterback. Dolphins defense came to play yesterday. They came to play yesterday. And as I give praise, I'm going to give criticism too, to both sides of the ball. So for the Dolphins defense, as well as they played, keeping everything in front of them, not allowing the big explosive plays, stopping the run game early. James Cook had some good runs, but he worked overtime to get any yardage that he got yesterday. Containing Josh Allen, keeping him in a pocket as much as possible. As well as they executed all those things that helped to equate to this win, there's one issue. There's one big criticism that I have to voice. 3rd and long, 4th and long, got to get off the field. Dolphins. Got to get off the field. Pass rush, coverage, execution. We had a 3rd and 16, and Zach Sealer, Bradley Chubb run a perfect TE game. Perfect TE game. Bradley Chubb comes through, makes contact on Josh Allen. Josh Allen comes out of that, delivers a ball down the field, 30-yard gain. Got to get off the field there. They had another 4th and 15. Josh Allen escapes, hits Shakur down the field for a 25-yard gain. Got to get off the field there. So those advantageous situations, 3rd and long, 4th and long, that has to be a stop. It has to be moving forward. It has to be a stop. So if I have to criticize the Dolphins defense on one thing, is that situational football, 3rd down, 4th down, get off the field. Let's get the special teams unit out here. Let's get the stop. Going back to the offense, I spoke on the execution and how they ran the ball well. Tua had some dots. That first touchdown to Malik, dot. He had a rollout to the left. He threw across the field to Waddle. Dot. Nasty. Precision. I loved it. The offensive line, the execution that they had, the togetherness that they played for, they were physical. Mike, shout out Mike McDaniel. Shout out Mike. Shout out Money Mike. Shout out Frank Smith. The innovation in the run game yesterday was fire. The way that got the O-line out in space, creating lanes, messing with the defender's eyes pre-snap with a lot of the ball handling and pulling this guy, pulling that guy. They got big Patrick Paul pulling across the formation. And actually, Mike, Frank, we got to talk because y'all didn't pull me while I was there. I'm not salty or nothing, Pat Paul, great athlete, whatever. But I am quite literally the fastest offensive lineman ever, okay? Like ever. It's documented. And I didn't get the chance to pull across the formation. I just want to know what's the reason behind that. You got my boy Pat Paul high stepping in space, clearing out linebackers and safeties and all that good stuff. I could have got me a little shine pulling too. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I'm not hating. It's just I would have liked to, get out there, get active. But the innovation that they created to create space and create lanes in the run game was fire. It was phenomenal. Buffalo couldn't get a real beat on what the Dolphins were going to do and what the offense would present. Execution wasn't flawless. Like everything wasn't blocked perfectly, which is why, and not just blocked perfectly, everything didn't go perfectly either. Bills made some plays. They had free guys to make free tackles that were free to make tackles on Devon Achane. But again, we have to say his name. We need to start saying his name across the league. Devon Achane. Vaughn. He is, dog, cannot be overstated how special this player is. Vaughn is, he's electric, he's explosive, he's strong between the tackles, but he's also a home run hitter outside the tackles. He getting the second level, it's good night. His first touchdown, the 59-yard touchdown right up the middle, that wasn't a well-blocked play. Buffalo slants, we got guys on the offense off balance. It's a free hitter, free runner coming through on Devon Achane's left. He makes a jump cut, get back north and south, and just finds the seam, finds the edge of the safety, outruns him, touchdown. Like, that's supposed to be a 3-yard gain. That's a 59-yard game-changing touchdown. His second big home run was a 35-yarder to night-night Buffalo, and that was a perfectly blocked play. Very well executed block play. Down block by the tight end on the defensive end. Patrick Paul pulls around. They get great stretch on the outside. Westbrook-Akine with a perfect down block on the safety on the second level. Pat Paul with the kick out. Vaughn goes untouched, 35 yards. Perfectly executed play. So we saw so much from the Dolphins yesterday, so much execution from Tua and company. Now I give the criticism, as I did the defense, telling those guys that they have to get off the field in those situations, 3rd and long, all that. For the offense, we still are having too many negative plays. Every play doesn't have to be a touchdown. Every play doesn't have to be a big explosive But the negatives, the -1s, -3, -6, we're having too many of those. Too many times, whether it was line movement or a blitz, pressure from a safety, where our runners are getting contact in the backfield. And that's not always on the O-line. Some was on the O-line with line movements, guys not seeing it before the snap, not being able to respond to it. But it was also corner pressure, safety pressure, where receivers not seeing it early enough to stop the pressure, and runners are getting hit in the backfield. So too many negative plays, which they responded and handled them well yesterday. But moving forward, want to clean a lot of that up. Want to clean. I mean, this is going to happen sometimes. Some tackle for loss. Sometimes defense has the perfect call. But moving forward for the Dolphins, that is the one area I would love to see them clean up. Just getting the play started. Getting the play started at baseline. No contact to the runners behind the line of scrimmage. It just allows the offense to get in much more of a flow and a rhythm. So if I had one criticism about yesterday and everything moving forward for the Miami Dolphins, is eliminating the negatives, the tackles for loss, the contact in the backfield as soon as the runner get the ball. We get those eliminated, we get a chance to get in a better rhythmic situation for the offense. And we know how that Miami Dolphins is when it gets the rhythm. Before I get off the Dolphins and their performance yesterday, I'm hoping again. They have given me hope with the win and how convincing that win was yesterday. I see no reason why it doesn't continue. And with that being said, it brings expectation. It brings standards. And we have no choice but to look at the schedule, people. We look at the Dolphins schedule. They got the Commanders up next in Madrid. I'll be there. Hello. They have the Commanders next in Madrid. The Commanders are a shell of themselves right now. A ton of injuries they're dealing with. Jaden Daniels won't be back. And very winnable game. I think we have the Jets, the Saints. Shout out to the Saints. I can't remember who else on that schedule right now, but it's like 5 games in a row that if it was an opportunity for the Dolphins to like make a run, it don't get no better than this. This is the window. And you come off a game against Buffalo, very good team. How do you respond to the next challenge? We cannot wait to see it in Madrid. Beautiful place, beautiful country. I can't wait to go back. I've been there before. It's amazing. The food's great. The people are great. I'm excited to be out there. I'm doing some media work out there. I'll be around the team as well at some point. Looking for another dominant win from the Dolphins. But this window they got, this run of games that they got, is very, very advantageous for them to make a run. And let's see what that means. Let's see what that means moving forward. Fins up, baby. Fins for the win. That win, just everything about that one was just, I loved it. 30-13, shellacking of the Buffalo Bills. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right. Now I got to transition to my other team. All right. I told you I went 2-0 this weekend. I'm popping my stuff. You know, we balling. All right. This hasn't happened much, as you may know. We don't have many wins from both franchises, but we've been 2-0 this weekend, so we are here. I will be joined by my dog, Nick Underhill, who, as we know at this point, is a part of the set, whether he knows it or not. Nick, what's going on, my dog?
Hey man, yeah man. Like I said before, man, everywhere crumbles after you leave. But a good week for the Armstead teams. Saints got some hope too, man. Like it felt a little bit different this week.
Yeah, man. I checked it out. I watched the film. Tyler Shuck and just his second start, he gets his first win as an NFL quarterback against a good Carolina Panthers team too. We will not try to make it seem like the Panthers are bottom of the nothing. Like, they have very impressive wins this year. They've been playing good ball. They have hopes and dreams of maybe even making a playoff run for themselves. Nick, tell me what you saw from Tyler Shuck yesterday.
Man, it was different. You know, some of them third downs, I think that's really where he shined. 3rd and 12, 3rd and 8. There was another 3rd and long, and those are plays that the Saints hadn't been able to convert. In those messy situations, he was able to create, get outside of the pocket, evade the rush, extend plays, hit stuff out of structure. And you know, sometimes on them hard downs, like you gotta be able to do that every now and then. And you know, I'm not gonna do the comparison, tear a guy down to build a guy up. Nothing like we ain't doing that. Like I thought Rattler played
Not at
well
all.
too, but look, I thought Shuck had some win because plays this week, and I mean, look, it's one game. Like you got to do it 6, 7 more times to really kind of solidify it. But all you can do is play the next game that's up on the schedule. And week before against the Rams, they had 16 minutes of time of possession. We were on here last Monday talking about, hey, look, it didn't really feel like there was a chance to evaluate him. This week it felt like a more real evaluation. Like there was real play calling. They got to run the ball. They weren't trailing the whole entire game. Like and he made plays. And man, I was really impressed. Like we saw some of that in camp. You saw some of it in Louisville. But he looked like a different guy in the pocket. And today, Kellen Moore was talking about it and just said like that's the spot where like they've just been drilling him, and he's made the most growth. And like he looked incredibly confident in there, man. I, I wish they weren't on a bye this week. I mean, because like I'm eager to see what he does next. Like he looked real at least for one week.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I was thoroughly impressed by Tyler Shuck yesterday, and as you mentioned, the first third down of the game, he
Yeah.
is under duress. He's really brought down. Like I it looked like a would be sack. He escapes. He hits Juwan Johnson on a 50, 60 yarder, and that is a win because play. Like
Yeah.
we're not going to compare with Spencer Rattler, and I'm a fan of Spencer. I know you feel strongly about him too. I'm a fan of him. I really like Spencer. But as we're looking at Tyler Shuck and the plays that he did make yesterday, is the reason they made the switch.
Yeah.
It's the reason that they made the switch to see what they have, and it's a lot to be excited about. He has some questionable plays, of course, but he made some throws. He threw in a tight window right down the middle. I believe it was to a tight end,
No,
and
Vele. That was Vele. The 15 yarder on third down. Yeah. Yeah.
ooh,
Yes.
talking about a bullet.
Yeah.
A bullet that was probably my favorite throw from Tyler. That's different. That was like a special arm talent type throw. Like very few guys on earth can make that pass. The velocity he had on that one, the accuracy. Um, Kellen Moore, the variety that he had in the game plan, the motions. We saw a screen of Alvin.
Yeah. Go
We
figure.
saw a
Who
screen.
would have thought? Who would have thought that would have worked?
Come on, man. Come on. The variety and that helps. That helps everything. That keeps the defense off balance, and that's a really good defense in Carolina. So, man, I was impressed from what I saw. Moving forward, what would you like to see from this Saints offense?
I think we saw a little bit of it in this game. They had 19 plays from under center in this game, and they've kind of really been like a pretty much fully exclusively shotgun type team. And I do wonder if that's just like because Tyler's more comfortable playing under center. You know, that's what he did at Louisville as a pro style offense. But they got under center. They started running some outside zone again. I thought that got the run game going. They only passed 3 times out of under center looks, but I think you can build off that. Obviously, you get some play action going, maybe dial up some looks. You know, you got a big arm quarterback, maybe get him into some more advantageous positions. But I just think that they can build on kind of what they did here, and the schedule does soften up in the back half. I'm not gonna start naming names of who they're playing after saying the word soft, but like there's some winnable. Like you know, it isn't the Rams, it isn't the Bucks. They got the
Yeah.
Jets. They got the Jets coming up, and the Titans, and another team. But
Okay.
look, I think they can play okay against some of these opponents, and you know, I think it allows maybe him to get into a rhythm and feel some success, and maybe for the Saints to have a chance to play closer games where you aren't down by 20 points after a blink of an eye like they were against Seattle, and your
Yeah.
quarterback's just kind of screwed no matter what happens. So Yeah, man, I'm eager to see where they go from here. Like you said, he had some real moments. The other one for me, that was another one that was great. The third down you mentioned, there was a smaller one. It was like a 3rd and 6, and he drifts to his right, and he gets Derek Brown manipulated. He starts moving with him out of the pocket. And he throws across his body like through just a tight little window to
Yep,
Devin Neal sitting over the
yep,
middle.
yep, yep.
Allows him to get a catch and run going. Like just some high level, like under control stuff on money downs when there's pressure coming. And that was the knock on him coming into the league, was like, how's he going to handle pressure? And there were a couple of viral clips that I think it's super unfair how everybody evaluates these guys. They see a clip and they reach a conclusion. But look, I think he's growing, and I think Kellen Moore showed a little bit of progress here too, just kind of just getting a little bit more diversity in his offense. And the bye probably does come at the right time. You go to a new quarterback, he has some success. You're moving on from Rashid Shaheed. You can kind of just take a step back. Trevor Penning's gone. Take a step back, see what you got, see what works, and maybe gear up for this run to end the season.
For sure, for sure. I really like that left guard too. I think they got better at that spot. I
So do
really
I,
like that
man.
left guard. He can play, man. The center too that they traded for, Eric McCoy being out, Pro Bowl center, that can feel like a much bigger void than it has been right now. He came in and played really well at center and left guard spot too. The O line looked promising, man. For the future, like those guys are really talented up front. Tali Fuaga, he's not even in there right now, but once he get back, really talented up front. Last thing about the Saints before I let you out of here, Nick. Got to show love to the defense. Got to show love to my
Yep.
brother Cam Jordan. He got another sack, moving up the rankings even more. They start off the game down 7-0, like give up, points in the first possession of the game and shutout. Shutout for pretty much
Yep.
all 4 quarters. So shout out to the defense, man. Much love from them. What did you see from the defense?
And they look great. Just shutting down the run. That's kind of been an issue for them overall. And like, man, Carolina was like one of the hottest running teams in the league coming
Rico,
into this game.
Rico.
Yeah. So they were struggling. I thought they were going to get cooked there, honestly, but like they had those linebackers flowing, man. Like Pete Werner looked amazing in that game. Was Demario. They got Danny Stutzman, the rookie, going. He had a couple stops. Stallbird, UDFA, they found that they've been rotating in at linebacker. He had a big stop out there. Nathan Shepard, like, man, he like nobody, excuse me, nobody talks about him. They signed him last year. He's looking great. Like he's really showing up. He ended up blocking a field goal too on a really weird play where I had no idea that, like, if the ball got touched after it went across the line, that it was a live ball and the kicking team could recover it. Last time it happened was in 1993. Like, leave it to the Saints to like
Wow.
find some rule that like nobody knows about. Like they lose the ball there, like they come back, all of a sudden they're changing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, I had no idea that was even a thing. But those guys up front, man, like they were eating up them blocks and just had the linebackers flowing. And that's really kind of what the vision of it was supposed to be when they traded for Godshaw and they got some of these bigger body guys. And Brian Brzez's playing good against the run now. Like all of a sudden,
Rico.
like he's starting to emerge sort of as like a building block type player. So I just, I everything just kind of went right for them yesterday, and they needed it. I mean, this was a team that was kind of like just kind of felt like down and out. Season was starting to feel a little hopeless, and like they just really turned it around here. And had a little bit of a get right game, and I think that's what you need going into the bye, so you aren't just like sitting and stewing and being negative, and everybody's like texting each other about like what's not working. Like they feel good right now, and I like they needed to feel that. And like you said, man, like they made some key moves on the offensive line too. That trade for Fortner at center
Yeah.
at the time, it was just like one of those things where you're like, oh, all right, like they got a guy. Last year McCoy goes out, whole offense kind of crumbled without him, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
happening right now. So Mickey Loomis and all those guys, like they catch a ton of heat. Like that was a good move, like a good,
Shout out
quiet,
Mickey,
solid
man.
move,
Shout
like
out
to kind of
Mickey.
keep it together. Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Um, I had one more note I wanted to drop on the defensive side of. Oh, I don't know if you saw when I had my GM hat on last week before the trade deadline hit. I had two Saints moving, not to blow up the team or anything, but I just felt like if they were going to another team, it would be great fits. I had Alante Taylor going to the Broncos.
Okay.
I think with Vance Joseph being able to use him and his versatility playing slot, outside, blitzing, would have been a fire addition to that defense, which is already fire. And probably my favorite trade that it didn't happen, but DeMario Davis to the Rams.
Oh yeah, man.
I
He's
think that would
like
have been insane.
he's an interesting guy, man. Like he's just like he's on a mission. And I was asking him about it last week. Like, hey, like you're getting later into your career. Like you're still playing really well, but like if you don't see a Super Bowl on the like horizon in the next couple of years, like even competing for one, like what's the motivation? And he's like, man, like just it's his faith, and he feels like he's where he's supposed to be, and like
Yeah,
God put him here, so like he's not getting frustrated, and like that's him, man. Like he's really
it's
like
insane, bro.
he's a guy you talk to, and it just kind of makes you evaluate like your own life. Like, do I got my priorities right? Because like it just feels like
But
he's got things figured out, and he has like a peace to him and everything. But like, yeah, that would have been a fire move for him. Alante, I thought was someone they were gonna move. Like, and they talked about it. Like, he's in a contract year. I think they got close with the Colts, and then the Sauce thing happened, and that kind of obviously went that direction. But man, Alante is another guy in this game. Like that was a money game for him. Like they
yeah,
weaponized him really from that slot position. I think he had two or three pressures, made some plays in the run game, was good against the pass. Like that's kind of what he needs to be doing, is like kind of like that
for
CJGJ
sure,
type of role
for
where
sure.
you're just kind of doing everything and just being a havoc player. And I think he has some of that in him. I would love to see him make his way back to like DA's defense and kind of play in that type of
He's not
system.
going
Because
nowhere now. He's not. I
yeah, I
think he's
mean
gonna.
maybe
They're
not.
gonna get that situation handled this offseason. But yeah, I felt like him in Denver would have been, and Demario and with the Rams
Yeah.
would have, man, really put them over the top. But it didn't happen. Not saying I wanted it to happen. Just GM
No, those
had
would have
boom
made sense. Yeah.
for
I'd
sure,
like to
for
see
sure.
Demario win. I'd like to see Alvin win. I'd like to see Cam
Yeah,
win, but like those guys are good. If they're good, like, hey, whatever.
it's the thing about being in New Orleans, bro. Is just you just feel home, like you really do. You just be a saint, bro. It's really like I'm here. I'm not looking nowhere else. I don't know, bro. It's just something about it. Like I say, I'm a saint for life, bro. You already know.
You ain't got to tell me I left and came back. Like, so
Right.
the
All right,
city
Nick.
grips
Get
you,
out of
man.
here, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Later.
Nick Underhill, everybody. That's my guy, man. All right. Week 10 review. I had to start Dolphins Saints. Again, not apologizing for it. My teams went 2-0. You gotta deal with it. You gotta bear with me. Let them do it again this week. Well, Saints gotta buy. Saints gotta buy. Dolphins will be in Madrid. I'll be there. Excited for it for sure. But man, let these guys start getting some wins going. I'll be insufferable. Just letting you know. Letting you know from for now in the future. When we start stacking some wins and my team's at the top, whenever it happens, I'll be insufferable. Get ready. You heard? Around the league, big news out of New York. A move that I really did not see happening right now, and that is Brian Daboll is out as the head coach of the football New York Giants. Man, it is tough. It is tough to coach in New York. The expectations, the eyes, the media, the market is just a tough place. You know, when you get there, you are on a short leash. Brian Daboll had created a team that they were excited about. They were at the early part of his tenure. They started winning and had, big dreams. The situation happens with Daniel Jones and a lot of uncertainty there in his career. And if he will be there, they end up moving on from Daniel Jones after he asked to be released. He goes to the Colts. He's playing now. He's got the number one record in the NFL. Brian Daboll has now, they got his quarterback, Jackson Dart, got his running back, Cam Scatterboo, got his receiver, Malik Neighbors, and got their D line, Abdul Carter, got Brian Burns over, Dexter Lawrence. They signed Javon Holland. Like all the moves that was made this offseason, it is a golden opportunity as a head coach. Whoever is in line or looking to be The next hot head coach is really is damn near impossible to look anywhere but New York. You look at the youth on that team, the skill. They have money. They have cash to spend because your quarterback is on a rookie deal. Russell Wilson, his contract will be off the books next year. Man, you looking at that New York situation as the next head coach, like, yo, that is a golden spot to be in. You have your quarterback. You are sure at a lot of spots. You got your franchise left tackle. You got that is a place to be. That's why I'm a little surprised to see the Giants move on from Dayball before the end of the year. And they had some ugly losses. They had some ugly losses to the Broncos, which is what started this, and now losing the game to the Bears. It's just, man, the New York, they make them impulsive moves, and it's just like a big splash news report. And we feel like it's every 3 years. Jets and Giants feel like it's every 3 years. So that part makes it not as attractive for our next head coach because you're like on a 3-year deal. If you don't win big, you're out of here. That adds a lot of pressure and expectation. But if you're looking at a team, if you're looking at a roster as a new head coach, there's no better place to be than New York, in my opinion. Like that is a fire spot to land. Jackson Dart looks like the real thing. They that's a great place to go and build. Mike Kafka is taking over as interim head coach for now. The Giants are 2-8. They're not going to finish the season much better than that, but they are primed to make a huge jump next year. In my opinion, I can see, depending on the hire, I can see the Giants making a New England Patriots style leap next year. Just on roster construction, like just on the way that the roster is made, the talent that they have on there, getting Malik Neighbors back, getting Cam Scatterboo back next year, I can see them making a huge jump similar to what the New England Patriots did this year, which second year Drake May, bringing Mike Vrabel in, Stephon Diggs, Will Campbell, left tackle, and company. That's my take on the Giants. The Bears are rolling, man. They get another win. They get another one. Caleb Williams, he's answering the bell. He's doing really well. You know what I mean? He's executing at a high level. Their O-line is playing really well. Shout out to Dan Roshar. Darnell Wright he's the right tackle for the Chicago Bears. Shout out D Wright. You balling, little brother. Love what you're doing, man. Every week I see impact plays, highlight plays. You're going viral on a weekly basis, throwing people left and right, dumping people. Like continue that dog mentality. Continue to really keep putting your best foot forward. Go out and execute it. Not just do your job in a way that's like, all right, I'm good. I did my assignment. Be dominant on a every snap basis. Be dominant, and you're really showing that dominance. Darnell Wright, shout out to you. I appreciate watching what you're doing. I really do. We had the early game in Berlin, Germany. Shout out Berlin. Shout out Germany. I played in Germany against the Kansas City Chiefs while I was in Miami. We didn't win that game, but Germany as a host was phenomenal. It was great. The fans, the energy, the stadium was fire. Loved that experience out there playing in Germany. The Colts were out there against the Atlanta Falcons in Berlin, and shout out Jonathan Taylor. JT for MVP. What you think, people? JT for MVP? It's kind of hard. Listen, kind of hard not to. It's kind of is damn near impossible not to have him as the front runner for MVP right now. We just wrapped up week 10. Listen to this. Jonathan Taylor has 1,139 yards, 17 touchdowns, 15 rushing touchdowns right now at this moment. It's a lot of teams that don't have 15 touchdowns, people. He has 17 total touchdowns, 15 rushing touchdowns. He is. This is beyond his numbers right now today. After this slate of games, he is past 2012 Adrian Peterson at this point. He is past 2024 Saquon Barkley at this point, statistically, in every category. Rushing, touchdowns, all of it. He's above both of these guys in what he has done so far this season. And they're 8-2. So it's not like his production not equating to wins. They are winning because of. And shout out to the rest of the Colts offense, Daniel Jones, the offensive line. Shout out Q Nelson, who I would say is my favorite so far halfway through the season for protector of the year. The way that he has been balling and dominating on a weekly basis, it don't matter who's across from him. He's been playing lights out. He's my favorite right now for protector of the year. There's some other guys right there too, of course. Matter of fact, we'll make that a list coming up for Thursday. Do that for the set. But Jonathan Taylor, MVP favorite. Colts pull out a win yesterday against the Falcons that had to, took extra innings. They had to do it in overtime. But they got that W after a crushing loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers the week before. It was great to see them respond. But JT, 1,139 yards right now, 17 touchdowns, 15 rushing touchdowns. In 2012, Adrian Peterson at this point had 1,128 yards, 7 touchdowns. Saquon last year had 1,137 yards, 10 touchdowns at this point. All historic numbers. JT, he's even surpassed those at this mark. MVP favorite. The other MVP favorite is none other than Matt Stafford. Like, I love what Matt Stafford did, and not only because he's my fantasy football quarterback and he's lighting up the scoreboard for me every week, but Matt Stafford is playing the best football of his career. Very clean, efficient. He's always been a gunslinger, but he had been a risky gunslinger. Like Matt Stafford was a lot of boom and bust, a lot of big play touchdowns, long impressive throws, but he also had some bad interceptions, turnovers at some points of his career. But right now he's playing the cleanest football of his life. He has 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the last 6 games. 20 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in the last 6 games. And he's spreading the wealth too. It's not just the Devontae Adams show. It's not just the Puka Nacua show. He's spreading the ball around. 9 different receivers. It's been high level quarterback play, like at the highest level. At the highest level. And I see no slowing down from that Rams offense. I know Devontae Adams had a situation yesterday with his back or his oblique. I really need to find out an update on that because he's fired, bro. He's fired. He's a key, one of the keys to the offense. Puka is sensation. He's incredible too. A sensational talent. He's very hard to tackle. I don't know. I don't really understand why, but Puka people just fall off this dude, man. Whenever he gets the ball in his hand, they just cannot tackle this man. I don't understand it, but both of those guys together, Kyron Williams in the backfield, and the way the O-line is playing, man, that Rams team, like I don't see why not, man. It's a few teams over there in the NFC that can keep pace with those guys. Seattle being one, the Eagles. We'll see what Green Bay is for real. We'll find out more tonight before we get into the Monday Night Football segment of the set. But yeah, Detroit, love Detroit, love them. But the Rams, they're cooking. Matt Stafford's cooking. He's an MVP favorite. And the last guy to round that top 3 for MVP, have to go Drake May. I got to give him the respect that these guys are taking. They are demanding the respect from the league. Big win yesterday over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we see the Bucs as a formidable opponent. They are. The Bucs are fire. They are tough. They are in every game. No question about it. They are really one of those teams, and their consistency stands out more than anything. Baker Mayfield still lighting it up, even though they've had a little bit of a rough stretch. But the Patriots answered a lot of narratives yesterday. They answered a lot of questions. Are they for real? They've had a softer schedule, easier schedule. They beat the Bills convincingly. But now this Bucks win, that answers a lot of questions. That gets a lot of smoke off their back. Can they beat the good teams? They have. But now looking at their schedule, it gets very light for them. It gets very, very friendly for them over the next 5, 6 games to where, man, they can really make a run and end up with a two, one or two seed. And historically, New Englanders, that is very, very tough to put out the playoffs when they got them home games. Very tough to win in Foxborough and playoff football. So shout out to the Patriots. I hate saying that, but it's real. Drake May he's balling, man. Another 270 yards yesterday, 2 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception. But the additions that they brought in to this team, Mike Vrabel being one, Will Campbell, he's also balling. How important has Will Campbell been to that offense? Like he's getting better on a weekly basis. He's growing into that starting role. It's been fire for sure. And Trayvon Henderson, he had an explosive day. 14 carries, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that 69-yarder he had to ice him. Man, what was his 40? That he was sliding, rolling for real. I need to look that up. What his 40 time was. That young man was sliding. As far as as far as my MVP favorites go, I got Jonathan Taylor at 1 right now, midway through the season. He's my favorite to win MVP. Matt Stafford is there at 2. Both of those guys are just on a historic pace. They're just on a historic pace right now, and it's kind of hard to argue. Drake May will round it out at 3. Still a lot of football left, a lot to be seen. But it's been a joy watching all 3 of these guys compete and see one of those guys hoist the trophy at the end of the year. Shout out to my producers. Travion Henderson ran a 4.43 40. He looked even faster than that. And that's fast, but he looked even faster than that when he broke away on that game-sealing 69-yard touchdown. The Commanders, which will play the Miami Dolphins in Madrid, they are in a tough spot, man. They're struggling. They got beat down by the Detroit Lions yesterday, 44-22. There's a lot of blowouts yesterday. Rams beat the 49ers 42-26. Dolphins beat the Bills 31-10. Lions beat the Commanders 44-22. There was a lot of blowouts yesterday. Wonder what they're kind of just getting into that midpoint of the season. Teams are starting to separate themselves for real. They're starting to get that groove, and you know what I mean. The identity is set, foundation is laid down. It's going to be a lot more separation happening over the course of these next few weeks as people start positioning themselves for playoff seeding. But the Lions lit it up yesterday. Their best offensive performance so far this season. Shout out to my dog, Dan Campbell, my old coach. He took over the play calling duties yesterday. And like I say, they had their best offensive performance. Not exactly sure what that means moving forward, if Dan will continue to call plays. I know that he can and that he could. He was the assistant head coach when we were all in New Orleans. So it will be times where Sean would just sit down, have a seat, and let Dan take over, run the team. You know what I mean? So he's more than capable. That guy knows everything football. He lives and breathes the game. He loves it, and all his players love to play for him. I'll play for Dan Campbell, not literally like go out there and play, but if he wanted me to do something else, I'd do it for him right now. Love that dude. Great energy, just great coach. But their offense was rolling, and not a great Commanders defense. They got some injuries that they're dealing with, but listen, still, Jared Goff lit it up, 25 for 33, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, James Cook. Those 3 are like my favorite running backs. Like they are all you can put either one of those three on any team, and they will always be productive, always be fire, always be your number one because they just do everything. Jameer Gibbs, Devon A. Chan, James Cook, fire. As we let's get to Monday Night Football. Let's get to Monday Night Football. Big matchup tonight. Some of these Monday night matchups have not been spectacular, have not been notable. Tonight is one of them ones. One of these ones that we across the country, all football fans are waiting for that Monday night tune to play so we can all be tuned in. We got the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, facing off against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. It's projected to be 29 degrees at kickoff. That's not really nothing to note. 29 that's great football weather. Let's get out there and get active at Lambeau. The field at Lambeau is terrible. Like the actual surface is terrible. The stadium fire. Stadium is so classic. It's like a real football field. It's damn near like a ultra high school football stadium. And it's like in a neighborhood. It's like the most organic football environment that you can get. But the surface is terrible. Sliding all over the field. Hated playing at Lambeau, like the actual field. But the way that they have that energy in there, that go back, go. Fire. Can't beat it. Cannot beat it. The Eagles they're coming off their bye. Saquon Barkley was starting to get rolling as he's had a slow start to his season. But last week, when they did play, he had 14 carries for 150 yards and a touchdown against the Giants. He went out with a little bit of an injury. Be looking to see what his situation is. A.J. Brown is also coming back from injury. He hadn't played in a while, but he'll be back into the lineup. So A.J., Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts will be fully equipped with all his weapons, and he will need them, including his bookends, the two tackles, Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, shout out my dogs. They will be facing a very, very feared Green Bay Packers defensive line. And when I say feared, you scan across and you see number one, Micah Parsons. Micah is going to be rushing his ass off tonight. The Packers are coming off a tough loss. Tough loss. They are trying to keep up and keep pace with the rest of their division. Detroit, the Vikings been up and down, but Chicago, the division's fire. Very tough. Got to keep pace. Micah's going to be playing lights out tonight. But he's playing against two All-Pros. So those battles, man, we are going to be, as a collective, as a fan of the game and of the sport, you guys should not be watching anything else but Micah going against Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata. Like those matchups, that's football at its finest. These guys have played against each other several times when Micah was in Dallas, the Eagles and Cowboys rivalry. We also get to see the debut of my dog, JP, Jalen Phillips, getting traded from the Miami Dolphins over to the Philadelphia Eagles. In his first press conference, he said that he felt like this was the best thing that ever happened to him. And I know exactly what he means because it's nothing like getting a fresh start. It's nothing like feeling wanted. Like this team traded for you. Like you gave up compensation for me. Like you really wanted me here to be a part of your franchise. You are already one of the favorites in the NFL, but you brought me in because you feel I can help us win a Super Bowl. Like I can help you win a Super Bowl. Like just getting that type of feel as he's going over to Philly is why he says feels like the best thing that ever happened to him. JP has been through a lot. He's been through a lot in his personal life. He's been through a lot in his athletic life, injuries, ups and downs, uncertainty, being overlooked. He's a phenomenal talent, phenomenal player, and man, I listen. I really, really hope and pray for all the success that can come JP's way. He's a worker, man. Like coming back from Achilles injury where he was playing the best football of his life. He tears his Achilles in New York. He rehabs from that, comes back, tears his ACL, rehabs from that, come back, and he's just like he's taking the blows and taking the hits like none other, and he's handled it all with grace. And he's here, man. And I want nothing more but for Jalen Phillips to dominate, just to be a terror across the league for the rest of the way in his pursuit of a championship. I would love to see it. Would love to see that for him. Stakes are high tonight. Eagles versus Packers. What's your guys' prediction? Give me your score prediction. Who you think wins this game as we are getting close to Monday Night Football being kicked off? I'm taking Philly tonight. I trust Philly more. I trust they're consistent. They are. They put themselves in position to win every game. It's not always pretty, even though their offense has started to roll and they had started to light up the scoreboard in recent weeks. But I just trust their consistency. I trust that we know what we're going to get from them, and it's just high quality, high level football playing with high energy. They're the defending Super Bowl champs, so they know that they have what it takes to get it done. Green Bay, as talented as they are, it's just been too much of a roller coaster for me to pick them over the Eagles. They can, which is frustrating. They can. We've seen them be dominant against great teams, and we've also seen them lose to the Cleveland Browns, Carolina Panthers, tied with the Cowboys. Like, we've seen them struggle, and it's a bit of a head scratch. Like, what's going on here? Why is this? You know what I mean? So I'm going Philadelphia Eagles tonight in a 27-21 victory over the Green Bay Packers. My good people. I feel like we talked a lot. I'm getting ready to wrap this setup for the night, and I feel like I talked a lot about running backs today. And my producers, they posed a question or a topic for me, like some of my favorite running backs. And first, are we in an era of running back renaissance? Is the running back position back to dominating the league, to all the big names and the guys starting to get the big contracts? Because at a point, the league started to devalue the running back position. And I think now that these guys have snatched back their value in a way that you cannot ignore. You need a fire running back in this league in order to compete, in order to win these big games and the biggest moments. And we have so many guys right now. Like, is this the golden era, or the new golden era of the running back position? You got Jonathan Taylor. I didn't even mention the guy that's playing tonight, Josh Jacobs, who's consistently been a top 3 running back every year from when he was a Raider and a Packer. Consistently, like, no matter what else is going on around him, he has been that. Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, Bijan Robinson. Man, it's really like Saquon Barkley. I'm missing names. Like, for real, as I just look and just think about all the teams, it's like, are we in a running back renaissance right now? Is it the golden era of running back? Is the running back position back to value? Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey. Like, we didn't even mention these two who's dominated the position. Derrick Henry. Those 3 guys, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey. Those 3 has dominated the position for the last 9 years. I didn't even get to mention them And I was 8 running backs in. This is this. Yeah, I think we are in a special era. And my producers, they asked, who was my favorite running backs to block for? They said running back, but I can't do that. There's no way I can do it. I played with some greats, and all of them are just great guys. I don't know, it's something about the running back to O-line connection. Like, it's just always tight, man. I've always been super close with running backs. Always. From little league, high school, college, pros, always been super close with running backs. And some of my favorites to think about, Mark Ingram, my dog, my brother, fire. I think about Alvin Kamara, of course, Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles, I'm such a Darren Sproles fan. I'm one of the biggest Darren Sproles fans on earth. He was just incredible to me. Like, everything about him, how he went about his work. Everything he did was full speed. Walk through rep, full speed, 1,000%. Love Darren Sproles. Pierre Thomas was another one. Just crafty, Super Bowl champion, fire. Think about in Miami, Raheem Mostert. Raheem, my dog, watching what he did, scoring all those touchdowns, explosive plays, not the biggest guy, but a bruiser at the same time. Like Devon A-Chan, special talent. It's just, I played with some, I've been on the team, I've been on the field with some greats, some great running backs throughout my tenure, my 12 years in the league. So there's no way I can pick one, but I've been around some greats. And I think we are in a great era of running back. Like, seriously. Before I wrap up the set, we got 13 minutes before Monday Night Football kicks off. I must mention Seattle Seahawks. I cannot leave the set without mentioning the Seattle Seahawks. They are for real, people. They are for real. They are fire. They are dominant. That Seahawks Rams in that division. That's the highest level of football, man. That is NFC Championship level football that we get. I think next week. I think we get that next week. Seahawks are rolling. They just add Rashid Shaheed in the trade deadline, who's a side of JSN. I said this on CBS. I feel like JSN, he's arguably the best receiver in the league, and it's just his second year. Sam Darnold, he's one of those names in the MVP conversation as well. They got a trio of running backs. And then you add Rashid Shaheed, he's an all-pro returner, but he's a dynamic threat on the outside. And he's only improved as a receiver, not just being a down the field threat, like the whole route tree. Their defense playing lights out, D-line crazy. They smacked the Arizona Cardinals yesterday. I couldn't leave without mentioning the Seattle Seahawks. Like, it's no way possible. Boom. Hey, it's almost that time. It's almost Monday Night Football time. I really appreciate you guys for joining me here on the set. This was fun, man. This was great. I know everybody will be tuned in tonight. Eagles, Packers, great football in the historic Lambeau Field. Shout out to all my subscribers. Shout out to all my members. Seriously, shout you guys out. I got new members that has joined. Much love. Truly much love for you guys joining over on that exclusive membership side. We're still ironing out exactly ways to push you guys and continue to show my appreciation and gratitude for everything. But without further ado, that wraps up this episode of The Set, recapping Week 10, getting ready for Monday Night Football. Everyone be well, be blessed. I'm heading out to Madrid tomorrow. It's your boy T.Stead. I'm out.